I recently had the pleasure to visit Kharkiv, Ukraine, in order to speak with Christian, a man who in 2022 uprooted his life in the United States in order to volunteer in Ukraine. He now volunteers at a care center ran by the NGO Through the War that houses both disabled and elderly people who have been displaced by the ongoing war in Ukraine.
So my name is Christian. I'm from Chicago in the United States. So for me, the Ukraine war is the biggest geopolitical event since World War II and the Cuban Missile Crisis. So for me, when this was all getting started, even back in 2014, I decided that it was time to stand up, it was time to get involved and make a difference. And so I came over here, and originally I was in Lviv and Kyiv for a couple weeks, and then I contacted Olga through a bunch of networking with people in the United States, and I ended up coming here and volunteering with this organization, and I've been here since the start of the war. So when I first came here, there wasn't a lot of staff and there was only a few residents. So at that time we were doing everything. We were mopping the floors, we were cleaning the bathrooms, cooking food, washing dishes and everything. But the longer I stayed and the more residents we got, and then slowly when we started upstaffing a bit, the biggest need I saw was physical therapy. And I'm an ER nurse in the United States, but I've been involved in a lot of physical activity with residents, with sick individuals who need that type of therapy. And so I decided that's what I needed to do. So since I've been here, I mostly spend my time getting people up walking. And as I said earlier, people who have had hip fractures that were not repaired because they didn't have any money. We don't see that in the United States because everyone gets a hip fracture, whether you have money, a hip replacement, whether you have money or not. So it's getting those individuals walking again. We have a lot of people who have had strokes who didn't have the opportunity to have rehab or don't have the money to get rehab. So we're working with those individuals, doing fine motor skill activity, teaching them how to walk again and move about. And then also we have individuals who just have been severely depressed. They've lost family members, they've lost houses, they've lost friends, and sitting in bed and staring at the wall and crying all the time doesn't get you very far. But if you can get people out of bed and you can get them walking with a cane, by holding their hand, with a walker or whatever, they spread their wings and you see who they really are, and you see them smile again, and you see something totally different in them. So that's what I concentrate most of my time on while I'm here. It's very dangerous here. We've moved from a situation at the start of the war when it was missiles and artillery because we are very close to the front line. Now it's glide bombs, it's missiles and drones. But I'm worried for my safety, but I chose to come here and I want to be here. This is the most productive I've been in my work in my whole life. So I'm not someone who's going to come and, when things get tough, head out. I'm here for the long haul. And there have been times here when, as I told you earlier, when we thought we were going to get hit and we thought it was over. We didn't, fortunately, but we are in a very precarious situation here, and we have had very, very close encounters. But so far, we haven't been hit, and we haven't had any injuries here at the care center. Most fulfilling part for me is seeing someone able to function again after a stroke or a non-repaired hip fracture. Working with someone who has been told that they will never walk again, that they will never be able to go to the bathroom again on their own, feed themselves. It's a horrible thing for me to hear, but for the residents, it's a life disaster. And being able to be a part of that, where someone says, I want to walk again, I want to be able to use the bathroom, I want to do this, I want to do that. I've been told I can't, but let's work together and try. And we've gotten to the point where we're getting pretty good at it, where individuals who have serious issues, maybe they're not totally independent, but they can get up and go to the bathroom with assist, or they can go to the bathroom on their own, or they can go outside and sit with their friends and talk. So when you see people who, in a way, get part of their life back and have a smile on their face and are able to get out and converse with people and live not a normal life, but a slightly better life, that's a big thing. I think that people can volunteer in different ways. I can't recommend people to come out. It's very dangerous here. But I accept those risks. But I tell people, you don't have to support the Ukrainians to be on the right side of this war. You don't have to come out here and do what I'm doing. You can hang a Ukrainian flag in front of your house in Chicago. You can put a bumper sticker on your car in California. My sister and brother live in Denver, Colorado. You can go to a protest there. You can make financial donations. You can send supplies and dog food and sheets and linens and wheelchairs and canes and walkers like New Forest for Ukraine does in England. So there's multiple ways to help and support, but coming here and actually, I think it's definitely not for everyone, but when we do have volunteers, we tell them, this is the situation, there are definite risks here, we put it all on the table. And if you do want to leave early, we've had a number of people also who they spend a week here, they spend 2 or 3 weeks here, and then they leave early because of the missile explosions and a building shaking, and it gets a bit scary, and their families are very worried about them. But if someone is interested in coming out here, we'll take them. We will show them what we do and get them involved, and we'll show them what it's really like here. This is the best work you will do anywhere. And it may well be the best volunteer stint or job you'll ever have. It's very rewarding. You will change people's lives here. And you will see people who have lost everything, houses, family members, friends, and you will be able to be a part of getting them to smile again, getting them to laugh again, and getting on some sort of path to recovery, and that is a super special thing. I plan on coming back till the war is over, and I'll be back after that. I've had a resident permit the past couple of years, so I can stay as long as I want, but I pop out every now and again to take a break and just to get away from everything. And you have to rest. If you don't rest, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. But I'm in this for the long haul. I worked on and off with the Department of Veterans Affairs in the United States for many years, and I eventually, I quit that job shortly after the war started because this was much more important. The individuals here, the residents that we have here, very much remind me of the veterans I work with in the United States, and they deal with a lot of the same issues, PTSD, physical injuries, things like that, medical situations, but this is what I want to do, and I'll keep on coming back.